Hello traders and welcome to the real-time supply and demand video. In this video we're going to talk about the benefits and the application of trading the 6E using the real-time supply and demand tool. Let's talk about this market's vitals. First of all, the market name is the Euro Dollar Futures. The ticker symbol is 6E. The roll cycle is quarterly, but if you'd like some more information on the roll cycle, go ahead and click on the link located on this page. The tick value is $6.25 a tick. The point value is $25. The cash open is at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and the cash closes at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, very important because this is a 24-hour market. There's not an official cash open unless you're looking at Sunday, but the high volume areas are between 3 a.m. Eastern Time to 4 p.m. So you can look at the cash session as 3 a.m. instead, because that's when the volume really starts to come in and really starts to move that market. So the cash open officially, I guess, is at 6 p.m., but the high volume times are from 3 to 4. Now the night session, which is also tradable, is from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. And the important recurring events that can affect this market are the FOMC, central banks, GDP, world events, CPI, PPI, and non-farm employment. Now trading does carry significant risk, and all information in this video is provided for educational purposes only and is not an offer or recommendation to trade future stocks, options, or Forex. Some of the key features of this tool: first of all, it marks zones or areas of extreme supply or demand and has the ability to customize to any chart type, any time frame, any market, including futures, ETFs, stocks, and Forex. Here is the tool here, the real-time supply and demand tool on the 6E chart. And what you can see here is these green zones down here. These are all demand zones down here, supply zone here, and supply zones here. These dark green zones are demand zones that just simply have not been retouched yet, as you can see here. Whereas this green zone here was created and price moved away and then came back and retouched it here. So when it got retouched, it'll go ahead and change to a light green. Same thing here. Kind of hard to see here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. What we can see here is that the zone was created on this bar here, and price moved out and then came right back and retested it, made it a lighter red color. So it indicates that that is, again, a nice supply zone to go ahead and take a trade from, but that's why it changes to a light red. You have a convenient button located up here, so you can go ahead and hide the zones or show the zones whenever you'd like. Now, how can this indicator help you with your trading? Well, the real-time supply and demand tool calculates imbalances from volume, blocks of volume, and order flow activity. So an important distinction here is that it is volume-based as well as price-based, not just simply price-based. This helps you measure and visually identify key points within the market. This is the first method that you can go ahead and use with the real-time supply and demand, is trade setups and triggers. So you can see down here, let's go ahead and zoom in on this one down here. This zone was created right here on this wick, and then price moved right back up within a couple bars, came back and retested it right there. It also retested it here as well. But this is a great trade opportunity here when they get created and come back and get retested in short order. Those are the kind of zones that you really like. So again, here comes out, retests, and then moves off. And the same thing here. You had the zone created on this bar. Oh, sorry. That bar here. And within a bar, came right back up, retested, and then started to move out. I'll go ahead and zoom in on this one here as well. So again, price was created here, moved out of this price zone, the supply zone, came right back in, retested, gave you great trading opportunity, and moved off. So again, when you see them, a lot of volume, or you see a lot of buying or selling happening right out of a supply or demand zone, then again, these give you some great opportunities to go ahead and wait for that retest and go ahead and take a trade long or short. So it can be used as a system by itself. Using it as support and resistance. As you can see here, you can see these areas of really good support through here, and another nice area of resistance. A lot of traders, as a matter of fact, will use it just for that. Risk to reward analysis. So if you are long here, very easy to go ahead and know exactly where to put your stop right below that demand box here. Or if you're short here, you put your stop right above that supply box. Really easy to go ahead and figure out. And you also have a calculation tool that tells you how wide these boxes are, so you know in terms of ticks how much you're going to have to risk. Sentiment. So if you come into a market and you see a lot of green zones here, green boxes, then it indicates a pretty bullish market. If you see a lot of red boxes, it indicates a pretty bearish market. If you see a nice mix, as you see here, indicates a possible range market. So right away you can identify the sentiment of the market just by seeing how many boxes are on the chart. Let's go ahead and transition to the chart, and I'll show you how to set this up. So you want to right click, go into Indicators, and we'll go down to the NCAT Tools, RSD, Real-Time Supply and Demand. Go ahead and load that in there and hit OK. And bam, there you go, loads everything on here. No matter if you're on a 5-minute or a 10-minute, it'll go ahead and adjust. You can go ahead and hide the zones here if you like, or show them. Let's go and talk about the settings. Extend zone minutes. So if you want these to extend out to the right, and I'll show you how to do that here. So for instance, go ahead and you can go ahead and just click extend zone if you like, and you'll see them extend out. But if you really want them to extend out further, go ahead and put out 240 for instance. And you can see them really kind of pop out there a little bit better, and they can be useful for projections. Go ahead and hit apply and take that off. No weak zones, so if you want to see weak zones, you can go ahead and uncheck this, and you'll see weak zones like this. We'll go ahead and pop up here. It's up to you. I don't really like to see weak zones, but it's your choice if you'd like to. Recolor, retouch. So if you don't want these zones to go ahead and change to a light green or light red, you can go ahead and uncheck that. Otherwise, you can leave that checked. The same thing for the retouch on the weak zones. If you want those colored a different color, you can go ahead and do that here. Chart period means that anytime you go to a different time frame, the zones will update to that corresponding chart period. But a very useful feature here, say I go ahead and put a 60-minute time frame on here. What this is going to go ahead and do now is give me 60-minute supply and demand zones here to go ahead and trade. And if I go on a 5-minute, a 1-minute, a 30-second chart, it's always going to be 60-minute time zones. You'll see that reflected here in the button. Now if I want to go back to chart period, put this back at 0, go ahead and hit apply. And now it's only set to chart period, so now every time I go back to a 30 or 60, it'll go ahead and change to that time period as well and give me those supply and demand zones. Data series setup and visual, you want to go ahead and leave the same. Colors is just cosmetic. If you want to go and change the colors of these boxes, you can do that here. The main edge price is this price that you see here, the 112.31, 112.21 on the top of the box for demand zones. On the bottom of the box for supply zones, it's 112.66 or 112.73. If you want to see the far edge price, you can see both prices here on either side of the box. You can also do the zone height. So you can see how many ticks wide or high these boxes are. So this one's 12 ticks wide, 7, 4 ticks wide, 12 ticks wide, 7 and 13 ticks wide. So really useful for risk-reward analysis. Email address. Now very important, if you want an email for supply zone or demand zones being created, you have to put your email in all 3 of these boxes here. If you don't, you will not get triggered on those emails. So very important. If you want all 3, you want supply zone and demand zones emails, you have to put your email in all 3 of these boxes and fill out the rest of this information as well. Now, if you want an audible alert when a demand zone or supply zone is created, you can go ahead and just click on the drop down for the demand zone and drop down for the supply zone. Once you're done, go ahead and hit OK, and you're all set and ready to go. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful, and happy trading.